Anakin Skywalker is one of the most beautiful and complex characters in the Star Wars universe. But for every one of his kind-hearted moments that make us happy, there is a hate-driven, evil moment that makes us despise him to his core. So what actions make him sit in some people's hearts, while others make him the most hated character in the franchise? Drop a like and subscribe, and let's break it down with the best and worst things that Anakin Skywalker has done. The first choke. The Battle of Jabiim was a brutal, soul-crushing campaign early in the Clone Wars. Fought on a rain-drenched, mud-soaked world, it became a symbol of the war's relentless horror. It was here that Anakin Skywalker, still a Padawan at that time, would face one of his most devastating losses when his master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, was believed to have been killed in a separatist attack. Thrust into a leadership role he certainly wasn't ready for, Skywalker was given command of a group of similarly orphaned Padawans, a band of young Jedi apprentices who now looked to him for guidance in a battle that was rapidly turning into a slaughter. The situation on Jabiim grew more desperate by the hour. As Republic forces were being decimated, Skywalker received an urgent and direct message from Chancellor Palpatine, ordering him to personally evacuate the planet immediately. Torn but ultimately respecting Palpatine's authority, he complied. As the evacuation transports arrived, it became clear just how desperate things were getting. Only a handful of soldiers had made it through the raging storms to the extraction points. Faced with an impossible decision as the last surviving Jedi on the front, Skywalker gave the painful order to evacuate the planet, leaving the loyalist Jabiimi forces to their fate against the overwhelming Separatist army. The leader of the Jabiimi loyalists, Captain Orlis Gilman, was enraged by what he saw as cowardly desertion. He confronted Skywalker, pulling a blaster on the young Jedi and screaming about his deep betrayal. In response, Anakin reacted not with simple words, but pure, instinctual rage from the trauma he had been holding within. He reached out with the Force and his hand clenched, strangling the officer in the first documented instance of him using the Force choke. Before we get into our first light moment, I want to quickly tell you about Sabers Pro. Sabers Pro is the go-to place for high-quality, affordable, and stunning lightsaber. Whether you want a one-to-one movie replica to display in your room or a lightsaber designed for training and duels, Sabers Pro have the most affordable range while remaining at incredible quality. If you want to support the channel while also saving some money on your order, use the link on screen and at the top of the description, or simply go to saberspro.com and use the coupon code Luke's Temple at checkout. But with that out of the way, let's get back into the video. Not all of Anakin's fear or rage had a negative outcome though. Sometimes he used that same dark energy and instead used it as an agent of the light. Few examples show this better than the liberation of Kyros. Anakin's own history as a slave left a very deep, permanent scar on his soul, fueling a lifelong, passionate hatred for the practice of slavery in any form. After the Republic forces led by Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka Tano drove the Separatists out of the planet, they made a very disturbing discovery. The entire population of 50,000 colonists had vanished. Local records indicated a connection to the Zygerian system, the infamous home of a ruthless slave empire. For Anakin, this was not simply another mission. It was extremely personal. Remembering his own past, he immediately ordered his fleet to set course for Zygerian space. The Jedi infiltrated a Zygerian slave vessel, but their cover was quickly blown and they too were captured and enslaved. Anakin was forced into the service of Queen Mirage Sintel, while Obi-Wan and Captain Rex, who had joined the mission, were transported with the Togruta colonists to a brutal labor processing hub on the planet Kadavo. With help from R2-D2, he broke free, liberated Ahsoka, and raced over to Kadavo. While Plo Koon's fighters kept the enemy busy, Anakin and Ahsoka stormed the facility, helping the colonists escape to the rescue ships, while at the same time destroying the outpost's defensive turrets. His personal crusade against the slavers was a huge success, and although he had a couple of dark side moments shining through, he successfully returned the 50,000 colonists to their home. and struck a powerful blow against the Zygerian slave empire. Once Anakin finally turned to the dark side and embraced his identity as Darth Vader, though, he went on to do something that would erase any good deeds he may have performed by freeing the slaves. I am of course referring to Operation Nightfall. After betraying Mace Windu and pledging himself to Darth Sidious, the newly anointed Darth Vader's first tasks were to cement the new Galactic Empire's power through acts of unspeakable violence. Anakin led the 501st into the temple and massacred people inside a protected religious site. Survivors of this event were then hunted through halls that were supposed to be safe, children were killed, and an immense, unnecessary amount of violence was carried out. Vader was sent to the volcanic mining planet of Mustafar. His mission was simple: eliminate the lost remnants of Separatist leadership. He entered the command center and immediately sealed all the doors, trapping the council members inside. At first, they greeted him as an ally, a hero of the Republic sent by the Chancellor himself. What followed was not a battle, but a systemic, cold-blooded massacre. Vader ignited his blue-bladed lightsaber and began to cut down the unarmed and defenseless Separatist leaders one by one. He murdered them all. He was completely subservient in this moment to Emperor Palpatine, willing to be used as a pawn as long as it meant the survival of his wife. Some of Anakin's best and most defining moments are things he did without thinking beforehand. In this case, I'm talking about defying a Sith Lord, even if unknowingly, for his friend. During the intense Battle of Coruscant, Anakin and Obi-Wan infiltrated General Grievous's flagship, the Invisible Hand, on a desperate mission to rescue the captive Chancellor Palpatine. After a fierce duel in the General's quarters, Anakin, urged on by Palpatine, defeated and brutally executed Count Dooku. That moment isn't our focus here though. During the duel, Obi-Wan had been knocked unconscious by Dooku. As Skywalker freed Palpatine, the Chancellor, who was secretly the Sith Lord Darth Sidious and was actively grooming Anakin to be his new apprentice, gave him a chilling order: leave Obi-Wan behind. In Palpatine's cold mind, Kenobi was now a major liability. Carrying the extra weight of an unconscious Jedi would not only slow their escape from the disintegrating ship and risk the life of the Chancellor himself, but his death could also pull Anakin further to the dark side. In this crucial moment, the light within Anakin shone through, and without even a moment's notice, he ignored the Chancellor completely. He chose his friend over the orders of the most powerful man in the galaxy, one who he saw as a father, proving that Anakin's deep love for his master and brother was still a force capable of resisting his pull to the dark side. Once he had given into the dark side, however, there was no stopping him, leading to the subjugation of Kashyyyk. In the early days of the Empire, with the Jedi Purge in full force, Darth Vader dedicated himself to hunting down the survivors of Order 66. When he learned that a group of Jedi had been spotted heading to the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk, Vader saw a crucial opportunity. Working alongside Tarkin, he allowed the Jedi to reach the planet, using their presence as a pretext for a full-scale Imperial invasion of the planet. Tarkin's goal was the enslavement of the Wookiee species for use as manual labor in the construction of the Death Star. Vader agreed to this dark plan, his own motives focused solely on trapping and eliminating the fugitive Jedi. Landing high in the treetop city, Vader and his stormtroopers cut a swath of destruction through the Wookiee warriors. To prevent further slaughter, the hidden Jedi revealed themselves and engaged the Sith Lord. Vader, whose combat style had evolved significantly since his transformation, was an unstoppable force. In the end, the Empire's assault was, of course, a success. The Jedi were all killed or scattered, and Tarkin's plans to enslave the Wookiees had been fulfilled. In this moment, Darth Vader became the very thing that Anakin Skywalker swore to destroy. The Wookiees aren't the only people who step up to save those in need. Back in his days as a Jedi, Anakin did that plenty. defending the defenseless. During the Clone Wars, a mission on the remote world of Mirrodin took an unexpected turn for Anakin and Aayla Secura when their ship crashed, leaving Anakin severely injured. Before they were able to leave, they discovered that a separatist force, led by General Lok Durd, had already established a base on Mirrodin. What's worse, Durd was planning to test a new superweapon, a devastating defoliator capable of destroying all organic life, on the helpless Lurman village. Anakin knew he couldn't simply stand by and allow innocent people to be destroyed. Making a decision that embodied the true spirit of a Jedi Knight, he led his small group back to the village to help the innocents. Even as Tiwat Ka insisted that the Lurmans would not fight and would rather die than compromise their beliefs, Anakin and the others began setting up defenses. In the following battle, the Jedi and clones held off waves of droids and survived a blast from the defoliator. Just as their shields failed and the weapon prepared to fire again, threatening to destroy all of them in one fell swoop, Anakin single-handedly charged forward, destroying the superweapon and capturing General Durd, in the process saving the entire village and his Padawan from extermination. This was a purely selfless act, one of immense risk, taken not for glory or strategic gain, but simply in a last-ditch effort to save the lives of the innocent. Each of the moments mentioned in this video were key to the story of Anakin Skywalker. Every act that he made, whether it be a horrific one fueled by the immense hatred and rage of the dark side, or an act of kindness and light born of love and consideration, they all played major roles in establishing the complex, beautiful character of Anakin Skywalker. Which of the moments mentioned here are your favorites? Are there any really nice or sinister moments that you think I should have included? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel while also saving yourself 10% on a really awesome, high-quality lightsaber, be sure to check out Sabers Pro using my code LukesTemple or going to the link on screen and at the top of the description. Thank you all for tuning in and making it this far if you did. I really appreciate it. Until next time, my friends, may the Force be with you.